friend Laszlo, I'm very happy that you are here in Liechtenstein. Thank you that you accept my invitation. I'm so happy that we can see each other after years, because we know each other from the competitions. And I remember when I think back about you, I think it was Austrian Classics. I don't know exactly the year, but I remember it was a guy. You have longer hairs, and as we spoke before, you had fire in the eyes. I've seen you, but I don't know we are in the same category or not. I don't remember if we are the same or not.
Yeah, that's a good question. First of all, thanks for the invitation, because this is my first time here. You have a beautiful country, and I really enjoyed this day with you. I could say it was perfect. I really don't know that we were in the same division. I think we fought against each other, but I'm not sure. I also remember for you from Austrian Crossing. I think it was about 2005, around 2005. But my first remember thing is from 2005 Irish Open.
Irish Open.
Yeah, yes. The Irish Open was with so many people. That was the category with not with the weights, but with high.
With high, yes.
And that's why we were not in the same division.
Yes.
So it's also possible that we fought each other in Austrian Classic in the same division. But because of the high, I was a little bit higher than you. Yes. I had to fight in the other division then. Mm-hmm. But I remember that you were. I'm pretty sure that you were next to me on the mat. You fought also in the final. I was also in the final. And just remember, I just saw your crazy movement, what you always did. Like, you were really fast. You moved every time left or right, and was like, okay, who can concentrate for you? Who can do anything against you? So it was to thinking about is, hey, it's been already 16 years ago. That's crazy, man.
Yes. It's a long time ago, and today we had the shooting, and it was really nice to feel your spirit also in the seminar, and also your speed, and it was really nice to get this energy.
Yeah, I tried to do my best. It was for me also fun, of course, because my style, the pole fighting is like it's a little bit different as the other traditional martial arts. So it was really interesting for me to see, for example, that what you can do against a pole fighter. Of course, I know that pole fighting is more like sport karate, like for competition, not for the street, not for self-defense. Yes. When I was kid, I also learned some things, but the main concentration was to be on a competition and win it.
And you have won a lot of titles. And
I did. I mean, it's up, how you ask me, because you're also won a lot of things. I have some titles, but yeah, maybe my biggest achieve was maybe in 2013, the World Combat Games in Russia. That was, the World Combat Games is like the biggest thing of my life. Mm-hmm. The World Combat Games was for a qualification. You could get the qualification if you were in the best four in the World Championship and European Championship. Then you got the invitation that you qualified yourself, and that was what I won. And that was the non plus ultra. So there is no better level right now in kickboxing.
Perfect.
What is so sad that the kickboxing was not in the Olympic in that time. I wish I could fight in Olympic Games, but I'm getting older, so maybe I can teach somebody who will be on the Olympic Games because of that.
I think you have a big potential because you have a lot of experience, and it is great that you share your experience in competition for the next generation. It needs some people which has success and know the way and show the way to the others. This is so important, and I wish you all the best in them. And it will be really sad if you don't do this.
Actually, this is my passion. So That's why I created my own system, my own training system, the Be More Be Champion system, because it's more like about my story. Because the people don't see on the competition what is behind the person who won something. And I think just my story can inspire the people. So this is what I always do on my seminars. If I do long seminars, I say who I am and where I came from. I started in 1997, and I started to compete 2 months later after the start, because my coaches want to really see something in me, maybe the fire in my eyes. I don't know, but so not me, but my parents made the decision that okay, let's try. From 1997, I was about every year in 6 tournaments, and I lost every time on the first fight. First fight, and I had to wait 3 years until I got my first bronze medal. And I had to wait 2 more years to reach my goal to win one tournament. So I had to wait 5 years to get my first gold medal. So if anybody say that, hey, yes, you are good, and nobody knows what happened behind. I had to wait 5 years. I had to work after every lose. I had to learn. I remember after one fight, I just went out of the hall, from the sports hall, and I was crying. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And about 30 minutes later, I came back to my mother, and I told her like, Mom, I'm going to show you I'm going to be the world champion. And in 2004, I qualified myself for the colored world champion in Italy, and I beat everybody. Actually, before of this world championship, I lost against a Croatian guy, and I was against this Croatian guy in the final, and I beat him about 6-8 points. That was the time when I called my mother. Sorry, it's emotional.
Yes, of course.
I called her and I say that, hey mom, I am the world champion.
Yes, perfect.
And she just started to crying. I heard that. I also cried right now.
Yes.
Because that was the time when I felt like, yeah, that's my sport, this is my life, this is what I want to do. And right now I'm here.
You became world champion in the year 2004.
Yeah, that was my...
This is very similar, because in 2004 I get also world champion my first time.
In WACO or?
No, in WKA.
WKA.
And this year the tournament was WK and IAXA together. Two world federations together. It was the same year.
Yeah.
Became the first world champion.
The world is little.
Yes.
Right now you can see 2 world champions from 2004.
Yeah, this is great. Nice that you are here. Really. Thank you very much. Could you explain a little what is your concept in Be More, Be a Champion?
Yeah, so I just try to create something how I can share my experience, my knowledge with the people. The main thing is that what I learned, of course, I would like to learn and show the people what is different, because every dojo, every studio has another styles, and especially for pond fighting, I wanted to create some special things, because most of the time I see that the people do, like, for example, a back fist, but I would like to show step by step for everybody, which part move first, second, third, and how is that looks like together. For me is the most important to make my style understandable. So they have to understand it, because some people just do the things automatically. You have to do like this, try, and that's all. And this is when I wanted to show that if you are on my seminar, you will get step by step. Every step means something, and if you understand, then your whole body and your brain can understand, and that's the way how you can be like a really good fighter in full
Develop
fighting.
yourself.
Yeah, because I think my opinion, pole fighting is really good because you must be smart. You have only chance if you hit your partner, after that they say stop. So you have to be like smart, you have to be tricky, you have to check always what is your opponent reaction, and you have to see the free places where you can hit your partner. So that's why I like it, because sometimes I feel like this is like a game. And who is the better gamer on the mat? That's what I think about point fighting.
Perfect. The point fighting theme is also for me very important, because I trained a lot of years point fighting, and I fight in the world with the best point fighters, and this was for me a very important step, because through point fighting I understand the fight, and also I won a lot of fight experience through point fighting. And when I translate or transfer the point fighting to the real fight, or when I connect it with the history of the warriors, then you see something which is very similar, and it is when you fight with the swords. It's an example. The first contact with the sword is very, very, very dangerous, and if you are faster with the sword and you hit or you cut or you break the balance, the rest is not so difficult, but the first moment is very difficult. And as you told before, I think the martial art is at first it must be intelligent. You have to use your brain, and you have to be the better fighter through your mind. And this is one of the most important things, which has to be in the center. And so from this thinking also, I give you just an example that you understand what I mean. If you do the back fist and the reverse punch, when you do this in a real fight situation, the right distance, and you do the back fist maybe with open hands to the eyes of the opponent, and you destroy his balance, after it's not so difficult to hit him.
Yeah.
But the first moment is very, very important. Or I give you another example. If you have tonfas in your hand, tonfas is the wooden one.
Yeah.
And when you do the back fist, and then
already...
nobody can stand again. So for me, when I analyze the fight, it's the first hit, and after the continuous. So these two parts are very important. And I think with the point fighting, you learn a lot of things about the first hitting, and also about the blocking system, because you use your legs, you move away from your opponent, and this is the better defensive as blocking, because when you stay and you start to block, and you have a very good somebody who can very good combinate, he will hit you, because you couldn't be very good blocking. But if you move away, if you not let him in the distance, you can also be successful, and also against a weapon like a sword, because a sword you can't block.
Of course.
The only thing what you can do is the footwork and the distance, and then you can find the right moment to go inside.
Yeah, this is one of the things, one of the key of martial arts, also to feel the distance. We have a more bigger distance as the other martial arts. As you said, if somebody attack you and coming closer to you, of course we will moving back or to the sides, to the angle, because I think it can be also useful. For example, in your situation, you know so many styles of martial arts, but if we just think about that, you can do everything, every point fighting drills from bigger distance, but you can go also closer. And right now you have two options already what you can use during a fight, and this is what you can see, for example, in today's in the cage fight. For example, we have Michael Venom Page in Bellator.
Yes, Venom Page. Yes.
He's doing the back fist and the reverse punch from 1.5–2 meters, and he knocked the people down. Because
he's a very good example.
Yeah.
Michael Venom Page, yes, from Great Britain.
Yeah, exactly. Or we have Raymond Daniels. He's also crazy. He has also bigger distance as the normal fighters. What is really weird for the opponents at the beginning, if you are the real cage fighter and somebody coming not too close, you just keep the bigger distance. That's so weird for you. So that's why I think pole fighting can be a basic thing. What you can adapt into another martial art is easy, and what you can use during the fight. And yeah, maybe on the street it looks like not so effective, and yeah, you cannot use it. Of course, the pole fighting is not for the street fight. It's more like for, you know, to learn how you can concentrate, to learn the respect. So pole fighting has also the own how you say history and tradition. For me, as a kid, was not necessary to know how I can learn any kind of hits, because I want to go to the street, right?
Yes.
So for me, it was more like to learn how I can concentrate for my teacher, how I can concentrate for one little things, what can change the fight. And this is why I can advise anytime the pole fighting as not first maybe, but the second sport, what you can try, because you can learn a lot because of the stance what you use, because we never go so close to our opponent. And as we said, this is for the first point, what means if I give you space and you hit me, then it's over, man. There is no chance. There is no chance that I knock you down or something or hit you. The first one who is most faster and technically better and more focusing will get a point. And after you have to go home.
Yes.
That's the thing. That's why I think it's just a clever sport.
For me, also something which I would like to share with you is, as I told before, what I learned from point fighting, and also for me, the negative parts from point fighting, or the missing parts for me, the missing parts, because for me it was always important to be a very good martial artist. I would like to be the best version of myself, and I try to get my potential outside. So because my father teach me when I was a child 3 distances. But I think he don't know this, that he has to do something great. But it was just 3 distances. He was a taekwondo practitioner, and this was long distance. Then he liked to boxing. He teach me boxing, and he teach me wrestling, grappling in this area. So I had a very good basic when I was a child, a good flexibility for kicking, and so this was the start for me. After I was a long time in the tournaments in traditional kata traditional forms, and also point fighting. And after the missing parts in the year when I try when I found my school and try to teach my students, so I see the persons which came to me to learn, they are different types of people. I have children, I have young youths, I have women, I have older person, and then I started thinking one type of martial arts it will be difficult to teach. One type, because if you are talented in something, then it's for the other one really difficult. But when you think everyone can learn something and push themselves and develop themselves, so then you have to have a big system. So this I understand later, because for me the first focus was how I can be a better fighter. So for me, my theory is I start thinking and about history, and I was always a fan of the old warriors which fight in the battles. And when we talk about this, when we talk about the battles, what kind of style they fighting? You just think on maybe on 2 things, two sides, 2 armies, they get in each other and they fight. But when you think for survive in this battle, you have to learn a lot of things, because you have to first learn how to fight with your sword, because this is the main weapon. But you have to also fight what you do when you lost your sword, and what is when you go to the floor, to the ground, or what is when you lose your weapon and you find another weapon. So this was always my vision. And when I look at the history from the masters, and every master do a style and develop themselves, so I can learn a lot from them, because as an example, when you look the master of Kyokushinkai, he was a not so big guy, yeah, but he was very, very strong. So he is the founder of Kyokushinkai karate, and you know the fighters are very hard fighters. So, and also every founder of the system developed every founder of the system, they adapted the martial arts on himself. Mm-hmm. So, and this is one of the most inspirational things for me, because when he not can kick high, then he use grappling. And if he can kick high, he maybe think, I don't need it because I can kick, I can keep him on distance. And so I think different styles developed. But when you want to be like me in your fantasy or in your vision to be a good fighter, and to exist maybe in three parts, and for me the three parts is sport, self-defense, or arts. Mm-hmm. Then you have to learn and practice more martial arts, with weapons and without weapons.
Yeah, and
so this is just for the end. This was my vision, and so I developed myself in the center with the point fighting and with the missing parts. So over the year I learned boxing, I learned continuous like Kyokushinkai, and also fight with the weapons. And when you fight with the weapons, it's really the same basic like point fighting, because when you fight with the weapons, with the knife, you can fight like this. So first hit, first contact is about your life or death.
Yeah, there is no mistake. Otherwise, so you will die. Yeah.
This I would like to share with you, because you understand very well what I mean. Because when I have somebody from kickboxing or from traditional karate, he don't understand the same. He don't look from the same perspective.
I mean, that's really, really cool that you have this vision at first. The secondly, that these traditional things is also really nice. Of course, I cannot imagine that if we have a battle right now that they be using, for example, like, I don't know, any kind of weapons from here. But the vision is really nice that you try to be on this atmosphere.
Atmosphere, yes.
Because that makes, the martial arts better and better. To see that we have so much people like you, for example, who can travel, for example, to Japan to learn some new things. And this is what makes our sport nice, and this is really respectful, that you traveled a lot just to learn some of the martial arts discipline. And the other things, what you said, as a club owner, this is the best way what you did, because of course, as a pro fighter, if I open a school, of course my main things will be the pole fighting, because this is my knowledge, this is what I learned, this is what I know and I can teach. Of course, I can teach, for example, eye contact or something like that. So this is, you have to be like, how you should say, not colorful, but you have to know so many things, what you can advise, what you can advise for the people, to show, hey, yeah, I totally understand that you cannot move in 2 minutes because you are maybe a little bit old for this, but I have this type of style, yes, what may be comfortable for you and what you can learn, and this is also useful. You do sports, your condition will be better, your health will be better. and maybe you learn something special.
So, as you said before, if somebody comes, I ask him at first. My first question is, what do you want to learn? Why you are here? Because this is the first question. I think this is very important in your, I think, in your system or in your style or in your position. You have not this problem because you say from beginning, this is point fighting, this is for competition, this is sport. But in the traditional area of the martial arts, there are so many mystical things. This is a little bit a problem. So I don't want to be like this. That's the reason why I say, why you are here? What do you want to learn? And if somebody came and said, oh, I like Japan and I like these weapons, I always look the samurai and I would like to learn how to use the sword. So, okay, this person is here to learn the art. Okay, he's not here to compete each other or go to a world championship. The other one come inside and say, so he is afraid, and he tell, I would like to learn self-defense. When somebody attacks me, I would like to learn. And if you go and teach him now the traditional forms and the blocks, and you say you have to first learn kata, then you have to learn the second kata, then you can learn self-defense. This is wrong. So this is important. And the other one is if somebody came and say, I would like to go to competition. I would like to learn sport. So what I can say, okay, I give you the basic. I can train with you. And after, at the moment I have no time for this, but I can give the persons a good basic, then they can go to to the clubs or for competitions. So, and this is so important because it's clear what you say, why you are here, because I have three functions, and if you want to self-defense, okay, then we talk about this and we make a concept for you. And of course also it's important if somebody what he is talking about, it's possible to do, because if somebody came with 50 and injuries and say I would like to kick high, then you have to talk with this person and understand and explain for what is kicking and why he has not to learn it, because it's not good for him, or I don't know, if a 4 or 5 years old child come to you and they want to learn the art, it's a little bit too early, because they have to first learn sport and coordination and something like this.
I think the main things of these three is that you want to help them.
Yes.
And that's all. That's all, because a lot of people coming to learn martial arts. A lot of people coming to be in a team, to be with friends. A lot of people just coming to here to train with you and talk with you. Maybe they are coming because they have some problems and they can share with you. As your masters, you are not just the masters, but a friend. Maybe some people, some kids think you are the second father of them. So it's more like the family stuff.
Yes.
Some of the people has no families, some that has problem, and everybody can come here, and every problem just move away.
Yes.
And that's the thing, to help for the people, because sport can help so many ways. Can help you to develop yourself. You can learn a lot from martial arts, of course from the traditional side, of course from the competition side,
of course.
And the way I think what martial arts can help to be a better person. And this is what I personally learned, how I can be a better person.
Yes.
And after, if I feel yes, I'm on the right place, how I can share with the next generation. And this is what you teach, I think. And you can say that you're teaching art, you're teaching traditional stuff, you're teaching grappling, all the things that if somebody come to you, he needs somehow your help. And as a good master, you will help them.
Yes,
that's
perfect. If you had a good past in the competitions, if you are successful, this is also, I think, very, very important. Because in this area there are different thinkings. The traditional ones say the competition is not a traditional martial arts competition. Destroy the martial arts. Such of thinking exists, and I think this is not true, because if you want to be a sensei or a master, you have to prove yourself. This is for me the first thing. And the good things are, because you say before, I would like to be a better person. So this is also for me the main theme. And one of the greatest thing is, if you are had a successful career in competition, you can help better people, because you have an open mind and you have an open heart for your students. You are not jealous about other people's or other one has success, and you don't try to dominate your students, because this is when I look in the martial arts or in the self-defense scene or in the self-defense, I always see the masters. They are talk bad about self-defense. Is not like competition. It's not like traditional. We have no rules. We are strong. We are like this. And if you look to these masters, you just see one man is talking about the street, and you have no references. Where in the street, against who, and what is the street? Because the smartest way is don't to be in a fight in the street. You have to find the way. You don't have to fight, and just you have to fight when you have no other ways. You don't learn self-defense to walk through a street which you know you will have problems. This is in the situation when you have no other possibilities. So what I want to say is, if you are a teacher, a master, which is a competition experience, this is, I think, one of the greatest things also for your students, because everything what you talk about, you have proved it, and you are authentic, and the people, you can be a role model. So, and for me, it's important to combine the traditional and the modern together. So, just only competition, it's okay, but you have to also you have to stay the humanity and the respect and discipline. You have to bring these values with you, because when you see, it also, maybe when you see the boxers or like this, the competitor. I saw some interviews. They say it's just important to get money in the sport, and after the sport they don't do something, have not a good lifestyle. So this is only competition without a way, without teaching the next generation. You will be a little bit lost. And if you combine it, I think you have a good combination.
Yeah, I agree with you. By the way, it's also up to the person, and also up to the sport what you do. You cannot imagine, for example, that you play soccer and you don't play against nobody, right? Because otherwise, how you can shoot a goal? Or
Yes.
So it's up from what kind of sports you do, and yeah, I think the competition side is also like more like the experience. So we can talk about what you can reach if you go somewhere. For example, if anybody asks you here, okay, why should I go for a competition? Because the experience, because you have to travel there. You can go for holiday as a traveler, but you go to the unknown area. Around you, there are peoples who are there because of the same reason why you are there.
Yes.
And you can show what you learn year by year. And you can show that, is it enough or not?
Yes.
In your level, is there or not? Of course, including with the rules.
Yeah, of course.
As you said, and on the street there is no rules. Yeah,
but this is just the argument from this. For me, as you say, when I go to competition, my second world champ was in Canada. When I think travel there, preparers have traveled there, and then you are there, and you in your division you have a lot of guys who wanna fight, and you go there and fight with adrenaline, and you think after 2 minutes it can be finished for me. So this is another level from fights which you just practice in your dojo or in studio. So I think all this experience helps us to grow up, and they are very nice experience to teach also.
Yeah, and the other things what I learned, for example, from the American team where what I represent also, my coach Damon Gilbert told me one time that what is really true, that we never learn, or we never lose, just learn. Mm-hmm. So if you concentrated for the tournament side, for example, and you go for a tournament and you say, okay, I didn't lose right now, I learned something, what was my mistake. Mm-hmm. And this is also something what can makes you, a better fighter, because if you in your mind you change everything, that you are, of course everybody sad if lose, but if you just sit down after you lost, you sit down and you start thinking what I did wrong, what was the mistake, what I should try next time, what was my opponent's, what he does really good, why this happened. That makes a better fighter, and that's why he always said we never lose, just learn. Mm-hmm. And this experience also what is, I think, is really useful, because if you come back to your country, going to the dojo, then you start a training, you already have something in your mind what you want to change. Mm-hmm. And this is also what is really cool on the tournaments. We never lose, just learn.
Yeah, perfect. Very good thinking. Think about learning. When you look to the masters, yeah, they train and practice until they die, and this is something which I personally really fascinated, because to train to this age, this is very special.
That's awesome. If I can say, most of them over 80 years, and I can imagine that they woke up and they went to the dojo, make some traditional stuff. That's unbelievable. This is what hopefully we will do also.
Yes.
Until over 100 years.
Yes,
I really would like to meet you when I will be 100 years old, to make some katas together. That will be the first time when I will learn kata.
Yes. Then you can use it.
Yes.
Yes, we hope this is our goal. We stay in martial arts and grow and learn and happy for the life. Be strong for the life. Be happy. Lebensfreude.
Joy of life.
The joy of life. This is to have a good life and help others today to have a good life.
That's the most important in our life. For every people, to help for the other ones. If you don't have to wish anything from the other ones, but if you can help somehow, something will happen what will gives you back all the good things what you gave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very happy that you are here, and we had a great shooting and great conversation. Great conversation, and I am very happy. Thank you very much.
I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to come to you. I know it was difficult to find a good time, because I'm a little bit busy in this summer, but I really enjoyed it. It was somehow weird. I always told you on the shooting, what should I do, because I'm a 100% pond fighter, but I learned something new, what I will take home. I'm really excited to see, for example, this movie, this short movie, to see how you did what you did, man, because you are so interesting to see that we did the same sport, but you change, and after you have like grappling stuff, you have like close fighting stuff, and this is what makes me, you know, interesting to see that, okay, maybe I should try also. I just started to think about maybe I should do BJJ.
Yes.
Just to learn how I can do the ground fighting.
What I would like to do now, if it's okay for us, maybe just for a short time, I would like to show you a little bit things from my system,
okay,
that we can try together a little bit,
okay,
and also a little bit with some point fighting techniques.
I'm ready for it.
Okay, let's do it.